You ever tell somebody no and then you become the bad guy? Like, I never understood that. Ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you say no, and then all of a sudden, you're a terrible person. You're a bad parent. But you give in all the time, right? You give in all the time and do what maybe your boss asks, a friend, child, husband, wife, you know, and you're the good guy. But the second you say no, you're the bad guy. How does that make sense? Hey, Carla, TNT, Scarface. Basically, just came on here to bitch. So if you guys want to hear me complain, then you are in the right spots. You know? You ever do something for somebody and it's like you're the best person in the world? Like, oh my God, thank you so much. But the second you say no, it's like they expect you to always say yes, and shit don't work like that. Yes, my closet's a mess. I gotta go through this top part. Let me get this to Liz. Don't have it up loud if you're gonna turn it on. You know? And the thing that is like having a hard time with right now is time management. You know? Oh, hold on. That was a good. Okay. Alright, so let's get these clothes put away. That's what I'm about to do. And do you wanna know like what's hard? Is like, wait, I just knocked you guys over. You know, getting the kids to do stuff on time. Hey, Valid. Hey, babe. Getting the kids, hey, Danielle. Getting the kids to do stuff on time and understanding why the time management is so important, right? Because the kids, they don't understand that shit. Alexa, turn the bedroom light on. The kids don't understand that, you know, as kids, having good time management, how it will be so helpful when they get older, right? They just look at you like you're bitching or, you know, you're the bad guy. Like, time punctuation is so important, not just as adults, but literally as kids, you know? So that's what I'm having a hard time with right now, is trying to get her to understand why it's so important to, at this time, you know, if it's bedtime, then it's bed. It's not bed at 10:32 every single night or 10:35. Even though it's only a few minutes, that's not the point, you know? Because it's like, what's going to happen when she gets older? And, hey, BMF, what's going to happen when she gets older and, say, she shows up to work late every day, 5 minutes, you know? Or you have an appointment and you show up late every time 5 minutes. And that's why I'm like always on her ass when it comes to doing things on time. So she had some work she had to do, right? And she had asked me to use my computer earlier. And it was like, I came home, I cooked, and I went live a couple times, and I totally forgot she asked for the computer. So a couple hours later, I say, hey, do you still want the computer to do your work? And she's like, no, I'm not doing it. Knowing you have to do it, you know? You know, when I was in my last year in middle school, they straight up told us, when you get to high school, they're not going to baby you. If you say you forgot to do your homework as soon as you get to the high school, that's it. You're like getting a 0, you know? And again, it all starts with time management. Like, imagine growing up and having a job and every time being, 5 minutes late. Have you guys ever had a job and somebody was constantly late? You know how annoying that is to have to stay because the other person can't be there on time? You know? So it's like, she came out the bathroom 2 minutes late. And this is like every night. Because her bedtime was 10 o'clock. I let her go to 10:30 now that she's in 7th grade. I'll give you a shot, see how it works. And it's just like, you really gotta get it together. Even though it's something small, it's definitely something important that you need to learn at a young age. You don't wait until the last day to do a whole packet of work. If you know the bus comes at 8 o'clock, you don't walk out the door at 7:56 hoping that you won't miss it. And then when you correct them, you're the bad guy. Or when you say no, you're the bad guy. It literally reminds me of this friend I used to have. She used to always ask for stuff. She would always ask to borrow this. She would always ask, let me throw my hair up. She would always ask to borrow money, to borrow food, and whatever else, right? And I would always say yes. I said no. Dude, you might have thought, like, I did the worst shit. Okay, good night, Rooks. I'm just up here cleaning. Hey, Aries. I'll read your comments in a minute. Hey, Ding, thank you. But I think, like, off the subject of being, having good time punctuation, if that's what it's called, like saying no to people, So I had said no to my friend because it's like, I feel like once you start lending people, and this was like years ago, but I feel like once you start lending them money or your car even, they always expect it, right? And then if you can't do it or you say no, you're the bad guy. And it's just like, she tells me stories of this stuff that happens in school, and it was a similar situation. And it's just like, you can't please everybody. You really can't. And you will see people's true colors. Hey, Aries, say hi to you. You will see people's true colors when you say no to them. It's like sometimes people just get like way too dependent on borrowing stuff, or always digging them out a hole. It's just like the responsibility, like, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I got the, so they just came to check our alarms not that long ago. And now they're coming again on Tuesday. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I've been having this laundry sitting on my dresser. And I'm like, you know what? I just gotta put it away. Let me come live. See who's up. Because it's the first of the month. You know? And it's hard too. Especially when you have preteens. Because sometimes it can be so sensitive. You know? And as a parent, you don't want to seem like, of course you're their parent first and then their friend second. And you don't want to seem like you're being too hard on them. But it's like when you're when you're so used to not, like not doing things when you're told, and then you react, and like I said, you're considered the bad guy. Okay. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I literally wish parenting came with a manual. A manual or a manual? Ding, are you gonna have any kids? Don't have kids, Ding. My lip itchy. You know? Hey, your pleasure. Hey, sis. Yes. Hey, Marlene. Hey, sis. So, yeah. It's like kids are such a blessing. But it's like, damn. You know, things could always be worse. And of course, I am so proud of her. But I just want her to, like, she told me she was late to one of her classes a couple times. And you guys remember being in middle school. Hey, Nancy, what would we do in between classes? We would stop, we would see our friends, we would shoot the shit with our friends, right? And then be late to class. You know, and so many tardies is considered, I think it's like 3 or 4 tardies is considered an absent for that class. At least that's what it used to be. And it all comes around to time management. You know? That's why it's like sometimes I don't know how. Like, I question, am I like raising her the right way? Right? You know? But like I said, you guys remember back in the day how we were raised, right? Like our parents, like of course she knows the look when I give it to her. Like that's it, I'm not effing around no more. But it's like kids these days, I swear they're a totally different breed. Totally different breed. These kids. Totally different breed. I don't think kids could take an ass whooping the way we took it back then. You know? And that's why I say, be glad I raised my voice and I don't put my hands on you like how I was raised. I guess it's part of growing up. And like honestly, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, am I just like this because I had her young? You know what, 23? I got pregnant at 23, had her at 24. As you know, when you have a kid, I feel in like your teens or early 20s, you kind of grow up with them, right? It's different from having them in your 30s and 40s, I think. So like I always question them, like, am I just, because I had her young, you know? And then it plays into like self-doubting and questioning if like you're even doing it right. Like the way I look at it is basically I'm doing everything the opposite. Well, my mom would yell and hit, but my dad was mainly the one that would discipline. So I just try to do it the total opposite, you know, and hope it's the right way. But like I said, nobody's perfect when it comes to raising kids. It didn't come with a book, a how-to book. How to not whoop your child's ass. You know? It can be stressful sometimes, and I know I'm not the only one dealing with it. So if you're also dealing with a preteen or a teenager, you know, I know the attitude can be hard sometimes, and sometimes we want to blame ourselves. Like, are they like this because how I was? Possibly. You know? And it stinks that she don't have like a group of friends that live where we live. So if she wants to like go outside or, you know, go wherever, you know, when I was growing up, like I said, I lived in the projects and we had a group of friends that we were always with, you know. Oh no, I'm just kind of venting because sometimes I feel like am I parenting the wrong way? You know, and I was talking about like how time management is so important. And you know, Naya, she's gonna be 13, and I let her go to bed at 10:30. But the issue is, you know, now it's like 10:35, 10:40 some nights, and time management is so important, you know, even as a child, but definitely as an adult. So I'm just trying to like get that to stick with her. And sometimes it's hard because I don't want to feel like I'm always down her throat. You know what I'm saying? But it's just very important. Like I was telling Riz, my basketball coach, he used to say like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, then I gotta put you mod back. Something had happened and it had cleared my mod and blocked list. Let me try it now that I'm not on StreamYard. I know. Go ahead and type something. Type something, Vince, so I can see if it works. But I was on StreamYard earlier. Alright, good. It took off Nate. It took off Mr. Terry. And it took off somebody else. But I can't add them because I was on the StreamYard. I don't think you can add people as mods on StreamYard. Did you knock on the wall? Yeah. But no. actually love the mods I have, and even though you guys aren't here all the time, I definitely appreciate you guys. But no, I would text you first, you know. But yeah, that's like kind of the guilt I feel with raising, you know, kids, and especially when I was around my stepdaughter a lot. It's like I would feel guilty. So if they asked for something and I would say no, I would then like think like, oh, I wish when I was a kid I could have had that too, you know. So it's like when they say like childhood trauma is real, like childhood guilt is real, it's 100% real. Like not everybody has gone through it, but it definitely going on in life, it definitely, certain situations definitely remind you of things you may have been through when you were a kid, or, you know, even as an adult. You know? And it's like, as parents, you need to not carry that guilt. You know, if we're parenting, that's just what it is. It's parenting. You know, we can't feel guilty. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like reward good behavior, but how do I reward it? Because it's like, honestly, we got her that iPhone, which I'm paying on monthly. Obviously, I'm paying on monthly until it's paid off. And it's just like, I'm not going to reward you for doing what you're supposed to do. You know, yeah, I'll give you money here and there, but when she like says, oh, her friends get this and her friends get that, I'm like, yeah, do your friends have $1,000 new iPhone? No. And I know I didn't have to get her the iPhone 12, but even though it's a 12, it was still expensive, you know. And even though I didn't have to do that, I did it for one because I want to be able to track her. And with the Android, having an iPhone, it wasn't as easy to track and do the location. So it's kind of for my benefit too. But you know, like I say, I know this may sound like, well, that's what you're supposed to do, but no, I don't have to. So like any product she needs for her face, I get her. Any like perfume, any deodorant, even though, okay, you're a parent, you're supposed to provide that, right? Yeah, I could go to Dollar Tree and get like the cheapest stuff. But no, I let you pick out whatever you want. Obviously, I coupon. That's the main reason why I let her get whatever soap she wants, whatever. I don't get her, you know, I'm not cheap when it comes to that stuff. But she does have to, the only chore she has is she has her own bathroom, which, you know what, 12-year-old has their own bathroom. And she only has her own bathroom because it came with the apartment. You know, we have 2 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms. So she has to keep that clean. She has to keep her room clean. And I ask her to empty out the dishwasher. That's it. You know, I don't ask for a lot. And am I going to give her allowance? No. But will I get her anything that she asks for? If it's reasonable, yes, we will. You know? So it's like, it's kind of going through life and picking and choosing, you know, is this a reward or is it a necessity? Like, yeah, like she says, like, oh, I need that. You don't need it. Like, be glad that I know how to coupon. You know how many people, like, don't have the soap or the shampoo and conditioner or the hair stuff that they want? You know, it's not an automatic. It don't just, you don't, like, I don't have to get that for you, right? So whatever clothes she wants, we provide her. Obviously, we're going to get her, like, even if we know she don't need it, say she's like, oh, I want this sweater, and you have like 10, 20 other sweaters, You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we both rarely say no to her. But it's just like, you know, you want your friends to come over, you want us to pick them up. You guys seen, she wanted that dress. What did I do? I got like, what, a super chat, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll get that for you since I got blessed. I'll get that for you. And it's like, I didn't have to do that, you know, so I definitely say yes to her and reward her, you know, whenever basically she asks for anything. And part of it is because I feel guilty, you know, because when I was a kid and I would ask for stuff, we grew up poor. We grew up until I was like almost 17, and my mom, she got her nursing job and moved us out to projects. I didn't have everything like that, you know, that I wanted. Oh, hey, my YouTube sister, Ashley Love. So it's like, you know, it's definitely guilt. Sometimes I definitely feel guilt, you know, because it's like, unless you grew up like with both parents, or your single parent had a good ass career, you didn't go through what some of us went through, you know. And like I said, that's why now I say yes to a lot, because I feel guilty, you know, maybe because I didn't have it as a child, or, you know, this or that. But certain things I want her to learn. I'm not just like being hard on you because I want to. Like, you literally have to understand, if you make a habit of being late or turning in your work late, as an adult, you're gonna just be used to that, right? You're gonna think it's okay. Like I said, next year she's going into the high school, and it's gonna be a whole different ball game. And that's also what I'm trying to prepare her for. They wait, the thing. It's boxers. Come on, sexy, come put on a show. You guys, get your dollar bills out. Which one? This one? Come on, baby. Y'all, you got your dollar bills out? Riz is gonna do a striptease. I'm getting your bag. It's heavy. Everybody got their dollar bills out. Vince said Big Daddy Riz. Shake them cakes, baby. Shake them cakes. $5 going once, $5 going twice. Sold to the man in the boxers. Brief intermission. Oh, perfect song for Riz, you guys. Come on, baby. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Oh. Let me stop before I piss him off. Kawana, I'm glad you're here. Let's tap into it. Tap, 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 tap in. Honestly, Vin, I'm not strict. Because growing up, my parents were so, like I said, strict, and my dad was abusive. So even though I seem like a bitch, I'm really not. You know, yeah, with certain things, like I said, like being late to bed or turning in your work late, getting in that habit of being late. That's where I pick and choose my battles. So I'm like, if making a habit out of being late is gonna affect you as an adult to where you're close to missing the bus every day, you know, 10 minutes past, 10:30 at night, bedtime. No, not 10:35, 10:40. You're already going to bed late enough, you know. But yeah, if she wants to go somewhere or ask for someone to come over or ask for stuff, we give it to her. I don't care about that stuff. I just don't want her in the habit of, stuff that will affect you as an adult. So, Kawana, you're so random. But yeah. Like I said, when I grew up, I had a whole entire group of friends, especially when you grow up in the projects. You grow up around kids that are all your age. No matter what age you are, you got literally every age group. So I always had a group of friends. So if she wants to go out, or she did get in trouble over the summer from going to that park, and I stopped that because it's like once you get in trouble once and it's something serious. You guys remember I told you she ended up getting into a fight with my best friend's daughter. Like, yeah, now you're not going to the park no more, ever. But yeah, I just wanted to come on, put this stuff away with you guys, talk, and of course a lot of you could relate. Yeah, Kawana, what happened? I want to go sit, but I'm gonna have to unplug this. Oh yeah. All right. Alexa, turn the bedroom light on. Alexa, did they have? Hold on, guys. Alexa. Alexa. What's this dumbass doing? She's not listening. And then once you have your baby in December, it does get difficult as they get older. And that's the thing we have to do as parents is we don't have to be so hard on ourselves, I think sometimes we can just be so freaking hard on ourselves, and it's like, oh yeah. It's like you can only do the best you can, That shadow makes this wall look so filthy. Oh my god, it's not dirty at all. I swear, I don't have a dirty mattress. I gotta put this stupid thing back on. You know how some people's mattress be like green and yellow? Whew. But yeah. think we just gotta stop being so hard on ourselves. I know, Vin, because it's like you're having a son and you're a man, so it's like it's different. But basically, I mean, if you feel that your parents raised you well, or if you feel like you have some childhood trauma, just raise them the opposite of how you were raised, you know? Because we're in different times, and excuse me, so many things are so different from when we were growing up. I'm just gonna do the best we can. Like I said, this thing called life and this thing called parenthood, or like husband wife, it don't come with a book. So there's gonna be times where you're so stressed and you feel like you may be doing the wrong thing, but you just gotta think, like I just think, I'm like, well, what if I didn't do that? And what if I just let her do what she wants? You know, so it's like you gotta weigh out the pros and cons. I think you'll be good. I know it's so stressful, especially with a newborn and being a young couple. I know it's definitely can be stressful. That's why, honestly, that's part of the thing I'm grateful for about Riz and I's age difference, is he sees things in a different perspective than I do, right? Because we're 16 years apart. So I may see things this way and he may see things that way. And the good thing is we can come together and say, okay, well, I see it this way because, and then I could say, well, I see it this way because, and we can, like, is it called beg to differ? We could have like different opinions and not be wrong. Your pleasure, I love you. I just, you know, sometimes I don't even want to cry. I don't know. Let's drink some mango peach V8 splash. I just don't want her to grow up and like resent me the way I resented my parents, you know? Because I feel like I wouldn't have done half the shit I did as a teen if I just had that good relationship with them, you know? Thank you guys for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. Exactly. And that's why we're so hard on ourselves, right? Because we want our kids to be better than we were. We want them to have things that we didn't have, you know? But like I said, I don't have many rules. I literally don't have that many rules. Like, the main thing with me is being on time, you know? Like, other than that, she doesn't get in trouble like she was over the summer. She's, you know, she is a good student, but getting in the habit of being late. You know, now you're late to your classes. Now you're late for your homework. You know, and of course I'm not going to tear her a new asshole over it, but I need her to understand why doing things on time is so important. And of course, thanks, Marlene. And of course, things could always be worse, right? She could be like how I was as a kid. You guys already know, I was not good. And she's not like that. So that's why, like, I let a lot slide. And that's what I have to stop doing, is I have to stop comparing her to me. I have to stop saying, well, you know, she wasn't jumping out the window or, you know, doing this at this age like I was. I just gotta stop comparing it. And I think I'm gonna talk to my counselor about this too, because um, you know, even though I have my husband, right? My counselor, he just says like the right words. He has the right terms, and he can help me see things differently or give me the tools to, you know, parent different. Or say, yeah, Anne-Marie, you're being a little tough. You know, it's different when it comes from your spouse or your family member, right? Because they're your family. But when somebody outside the box says, okay, well, here's some tools to handle this situation, like try doing it this way, you know, it gives you a different perspective. And I think sometimes when we take advice from our friends or family, we don't always see it that way. Nothing's wrong, Kawana. I was gonna ask you what was wrong with you because you're talking about these men ain't shit. You know, Kawana, it's just one of those late night vent sessions, I guess you could call it. You know, I just put my laundry away. I just figured I would, you know, come on. You know, it's good to have, like, it all comes back. Oh. Yes. Well, because like I was also saying, is when you say no to somebody, also that was part of the conversation. It's like, you know, you're the bad guy, you know? Sometimes people get so used to you always doing for them. I'm not talking about kids, you know, I'm just talking about in general. I guess, you know, when you have like a lot of thoughts, and you don't know how to say it. I know my little cousin got my back. Yeah, it's like, you know, when you have like a lot of thoughts, but you don't know how to put it into words, that's one of the things that I'm not good at. I'm not good at, I guess, saying the right words or saying things correctly. It just kind of comes out the way I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Advice from an outside source is always better. Yeah, and also like the outside source can, like I said, make you see things different that you didn't see. You know, because sometimes when it comes from a friend or a family member, we don't feel like attacked, but we're just like, you know, they know us. And it's like, I need advice from like a random, like my counselor. Because he doesn't hold back. Like, he'll be like, okay, Anne-Marie, like, yeah, that was, you know, a bit much. Or, yeah, you handled that correct. You handled it, you know, the best way you know how. And, like, honestly, I'm so grateful that I do have a counselor because I have been with him since my dad passed away. And it's just definitely something nice to have, you know. It's like, you know, when you have somebody and they don't always take your side and they could be like, yeah, that was wrong, or yeah, you shouldn't have said that. I don't know. I think I just think too much. And, like, yeah, that's basically it. I just sometimes my brain just goes and goes and goes. I don't know. Maybe I need medicine. I don't freaking know. But yeah, Carla, I don't know if I want to do a journal. Like, I used to journal. I used to write so many poems, and I read them to you guys that night I found the book. And it definitely was a release for me. And just like I remember that picture I was coloring it a couple weeks ago, that was definitely therapeutic for me. And yeah, I think I just gotta find stuff to like, that's like therapeutic to me, you know? If you guys could hit the like button on the way in, I would so appreciate that. I would so appreciate that. Kwani, you know I love you, sis. Like, there's a good handful of you guys that I just am so grateful that I have you in my life. That's tough. Are they gonna pay you, Kwana? Yeah, and that's the thing. Kwana is like sometimes people just get stuck in their ways, especially older adults. And it's hard to change, you know, their thought process. You know, it's like once you were raised that way, you always thought that way, it's hard to change it. You know, that's why you have to be the one to say to yourself, well, this is what I'm not going to be when I get older, you know? Just always remember, you're every parent. I know we don't see your every affection of action. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And, you know, and I feel like if you are a parent or a parent figure to somebody, you, I'm not going to say everybody has felt this guilt, but you definitely question, at least I do. Let me speak for myself. Like I told you guys, I definitely question, like, am I doing this right? Because parenting, relationships, friendships, like, it don't come with a manual. No, I just did all my laundry and folded it. So now I am just kind of venting, Jegs, because I know you're a little bit older than I am. Have you ever gone through life and thought, like, are you parenting the right way? Or, you know, have you ever, like, questioned yourself? That's basically what I'm talking about. Alright, let me read up top. Purchase, yes. But it lets me doing shit for her. She clothes from her clothes. And Kwana, you're not getting paid as her PCA. I meditate 2 hours a day. Yeah, honestly, meditating never worked for me. Like, I used to smoke weed, and that, you know, I guess was like my meditation. But as I get a little bit older, you know, I've made changes, and you just gotta, I guess, when you break habit, you gotta fulfill it with something that you don't feel that void. So say if you smoke, or say if you go walking, or whatever you do to relax, and you stop doing that, you just gotta find like something else in place of it, you know? And like I said, I used to write. I used to do poems. And it used to be so relaxing. And also, like, I would like try to write raps. I told you guys, I was like, I loved Tupac growing up. I even had this picture with a cross, his birthday, death date, and everything. And I don't know if you guys ever read his poems, but it's like so inspirational. Even like certain artists, the way they write and the way their songs are, it's so inspirational. And it's like you can just feel what they went through, you know? That's why music these days, I don't really F with it. It's just like, most of it is like so ratchet. It's like, Oh, she don't pay me. Jeez. Oh, Corna, I'm sorry about that, sis. Oh, yeah. Well, Kwana, I guess even though you feel like you're not being paid for what you deserve, just know like she's not going to be here forever. And also tell yourself if it wasn't for you doing it for her or being there for her, like she would have nobody. And even though she doesn't realize how important you are to her, you just have to realize, you know, she needs you. It's not the other way around. I have parents problems. It's like before I felt smack about. Yeah. And Jegs, do you ever feel like guilty? Like, oh, maybe I was too hard on them, or maybe I should have done this differently? It's like you almost have to replace. Yeah. Yeah, Jegs. And that's the thing. Like, I'm trying to raise her, even though she's about to be 13 in a couple months. These years are so vital. These teenage years is what's gonna mold her as an adult. You know, as a teenager, you're gonna go through so much, and even though people change, it's gonna be not only a reflection of how they were raised, but them in their teen years is gonna, you know, when they're adult, you gotta prepare them. And that's the thing. Oh, hell no, my nails, my paint just came off. And that's the thing. I don't, you know, I know you guys saying, oh, don't be hard on yourself. But it's like when you're raising an actual human, it's like so hard not to be, you know? It's so hard not to be. You were too light on them. Yeah. And do you feel like because you were like so easy on them as kids growing up, do you feel responsible for some of the things that they're doing or acting as an adult? Because you said you pay some of their bills. No, your pleasure, we don't. Honestly, we really don't. I never thought about that. Yeah, and you guys are all doing great too. Yeah, because I didn't know, Jegs, if because you said you're paying some of their bills, so I didn't know if you like felt like if you were harder on them, maybe you wouldn't be, or you know, because right now I know he just came in, I'm just feeling like a little bit of guilt on how I'm raising her, you know, and I just question it. But like I said, I am so glad I have Riz because, you know, when I was a single parent, it was so hard, so hard, you know, not having, of course he was in her life and took her all the time, but it's different when you do it together. And, you know, of course she's daddy's little girl, but I'm definitely grateful that I'm not going through this by myself and I do have him and his support, you know, because I know it would be like 10 times harder. And Carla, don't let that stop you from having kids. If I was harder on them, I would not be free. That's what I was saying. I didn't know if, like, you regretted not being hard on them, you know. But it's like, what are we going to do? Like your pleasure said and Marlene said, you can't beat yourself up. You can't carry that guilt, even though it's easier said than done. So your pleasure, what would you suggest, like family weekly meetings? Like what would you do? Just because honestly, I didn't grow up having that. and I've heard of it. But like, what do? You just sit down and see how each other's week has been? Yeah, we love you too, Vinny. You crazy ass. My ice is all melted. But yeah. Well, they never said life was gonna be easy, right? That's definitely one thing I can say I learned. Ask her for her opinion. Ask her for her opinion about what? I'm just asking your pleasure because, like I said, I never thought about that and I never did that. I gotta fix this. This is bugging the shit out of me. Let me fix this fitted sheets. Boy. You guys, this bed is so comfortable. It's like a pillow top. Boy. Okay. And that's what I like about having like a group of friends on here, like my YouTube family, you guys, of like all different ages. Excuse me, because I can get like so many. I hate how this looks dirty. I swear my walls are so white. I just, because you guys have like so much wisdom, and I can like learn from you guys, and I can get opinions from you that I didn't think of, and it's so helpful. Yeah, that was a good idea, what your pleasure said. Exactly. My first or second video, it shows all my kids. Yeah, because you weren't there because you were in the service, right? I'll definitely go back, Jags, and watch your first or second video, because I'm sure not only could it be inspiring, but helpful. I like love you guys so much. You don't even understand. Like, I am so grateful that I have and I built the community on this platform. Like, I swear on everything, I got the best supporters. I got the best YouTube family. I know other people say it, but I'm saying it like from deep down. I like feel so grateful for you guys. What comes with your children? Oh yeah, communication is facts, is definitely key. I learned that early on. My stepdad was always here for me. And my sister and I 11 months apart. The way she feels about how she's being raised. Yeah, and your pleasure, that's a good point. I gotta turn this fan back on. Because, so, I had corrected her, right? And she got upset. And I know she's going through hormones and she's growing. But I said to her, I said, Naya, what would you have done differently if you were the parent? I said, what would you have done? I said, what do you expect mommy to do when this happens? You know, am I just supposed to sit back and say, oh, hey, whatever? No. If it's something serious, I'm gonna address it right then or there. And the thing is sometimes she can be sensitive and she gets that from me. And she'll be like, I don't want to talk about it. Well, it just happened. I have to address it. Like, it is what it is. Are you... Screenshot. Um, my dad made a dumb choice in life, and I had to learn from that growing up. My mom raised me, and no one can ever tell me a mother can't raise a son. And I don't have no kids, so I think my mom did a good job. Yeah. Isn't it crazy how, like, somehow, some way, even though we're all different walks of life, we can relate on stuff? I, like, love it. Because it's like it's like we're all pieces of cloth. Jocelyn, I love you. We're all pieces of cloth from the same rag. You know what I'm saying? Jocelyn, how are you? Happy Sunday. I am so glad to see you. I freaking love her. See what I'm using? I got it on a little stand over here. She got me that bag. I absolutely love it. Yeah. Yeah. I love you too, sis, so much. I'm so appreciative of you. And that's what I was saying earlier. Like, I'm so grateful for you guys. Oh, so grateful. I'm not crying. I know, Jocelyn. I'm not. I know I'm not gonna cry. I love that bag. I treat that bag like it's a newborn baby. I put it in the car. I buckle it, strap it in. I just put away all my laundry. I got the office coming tomorrow to do the fire alarms, even though they were literally, I swear they just did it. So yeah, and I was kind of just venting, you know, it's a little bit difficult raising preteens or always being there for somebody and always carrying their slack. And like I said, this has nothing to do with Riz. This is all in general. But yeah. I just bit my tongue. Oh, that is so nice. I hope you're enjoying her. I hope you guys are having such a good time. That is so nice. I know you're loving that. Yeah. Yeah, we'll give you a knuckle sandwich if you don't calm down, Ben. You guys are raising tears. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, the way I was raised until I was about 16 and a half and moved out of the projects, and, you know, my dad just basically beating my ass until, I don't even know, probably around Naya's age. Like, I literally remember certain situations. And so it's like, you carry that guilt, like, well, and you can't always use that as an excuse. You can't say, oh, if you don't calm down your anxiety, then I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich. You can't compare, and that's what I'm learning not to do, is I can't compare my life to hers. I can't say, you know, you're lucky I don't beat your ass, how grandpa beat my ass. You know, you just gotta raise them, do the best you can. Yeah. Oh, that is so nice. Oh, Johnson, I am so happy for you. I know you are so freaking happy. I know you are. Remember this part, paranormal symptoms is a combination of symptoms, true symptoms. I'll look into it, your pleasure. The thing is I try to stay away from meds, whether it's for her or I, you know. But, oh no, my string just came off. But yeah, where do I look on Amazon? Thank you guys for hitting the like button too, I appreciate that. I'm gonna hop off. All that talking got me tired, but I appreciate you guys so freaking much. Like, all of you have such good advice, and like I said, pointers that I didn't even think of. Walmart, I'll text you, your pleasure, more about it, you know. And like I said, that's why I'm glad I have my platform, because I can literally come on here, talk to you guys about stuff, get advice about stuff. I'm so tired now. And it's nice to have like a group of people that, like I said, you can just go to. Hell no. When I'm your age, I don't know how old you are, Jex, because I don't know, it's just hard to tell. But maybe if you would stop eating those honey and onions all day, you wouldn't be up all night. Jegs, you should start doing like late night streams. Jegs after dark, the honey slinger. He's about to get you monetized real quick. Okay, he's about to get you monetized real quick. Honey slinger after dark. Yes. Yes, well, I love and appreciate you guys so very much. I just hope you guys know that. I'm so grateful for you. I will see you guys tomorrow. Like I said, we're going to do the live unboxing. Yeah. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, Jags, of course. Of course. But the few extra bucks is a plus. Like me, I didn't start my channel for money. And I think it shows, because I think you can tell. Okay, we're getting into a whole nother topic. I'm like, this can't be an all-nighter. Did you guys bring your sleeping bags? But I think you can definitely tell the people that started their channel and basically did it, you know, for money. I can literally see right through it. You know, and like I said, even though it is a few extra hundred and it does help, it's, if I had to choose the relationships or the money, the friendships I've built on here are so much more valuable. Like, they just are. And it's like, I went all this time without getting paid from YouTube. So I know damn well if I had to pick or choose, I would live. You know, I don't depend on my YouTube check. But I depend on you guys, okay? I depend on your advice. So, yeah, it's definitely priceless to me. But I love and appreciate you guys so much. I'm about to hop off before the weirdos start coming in like they did earlier. I love and appreciate you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.